Easy ye, how are we?
Shawnee did my first gym session. Forgot to post about it. You're gonna kill me. The sponsors are gonna kill me. Ultra Pure are gonna kill me because I had me little arnica cream and everything with me.
You can still post about it now, like
I
you
am.
still post about
I'm
it.
gonna put it up. I'll put it up tomorrow. But it's fake. I'm a fake influencer. I trained 3 days ago. Yeah, didn't go well. It went well at the time. I am making progress slow, and we discussed it there at the end of a podcast we just recorded. I've gone from the -5 to maybe +2 centimeters, so there is improvement, but I'm sore and I didn't do much, and not in a you're sore because you did a workout kind of sore. No, I actually am. I did 10 squats, and I swear to God, I nearly fell over. My quads are killing me.
Oh my God.
But that's how far off the wagon it is, and that scares me a little bit. But I'm sore. Yeah, not in a nice way. So, but look, every day we'll go. So I took today off, and I was kind of limping around. But tomorrow we're back again for another session tomorrow morning, and I'll add in a little bit of cycling, and hopefully, I'm really. This is gonna. If the cycling doesn't hurt me, forget about the weights. You're gonna kill me for that. I'm just, if it doesn't hurt, I just want to do something and get a bit of enjoyment out of movement. That's what I'm hoping for, to just not feel like such a slob and a pig. It's but yeah, but that's where I'm at. So it's we're making progress. It's slow, it's frustrating. Probably the realization that we also discussed with Donna's 50k dream is probably gone, but we'll see. I might be able to, I don't know, cycle around the Phoenix Park with a few people in a few weeks while they all run, and I can throw water balloons or something. We'll see what it brings, but it was nice to be back in the gym. It wasn't nice waking up this morning, but it'll be nice to be back in the gym tomorrow, and we just keep taking it a day at a time. But yeah, I'm really jealous. There's so much running stuff, exciting stuff. For the first time ever, I think we're getting free runners, and I'm just, I don't know what I'm going to do. Put them on a shelf for a while.
Well, they'll look good someday. Slow and frustrating is the way my running gone, but I'll talk about that in a second. We're going to talk about you being on a bike in a couple of weeks out in Dublin, you said, and free runners and stuff. Are you hinting at an event going on here, Eric?
We are looking at a bit of a promo event on the 29th of August. We are going to be in Decathlon in Ballymun. They've kindly, because they've come on board, they really want to get behind the athletes and those who are taking on Dublin Marathon. So they're doing a day. They've even put on the extra staff and invited us out to do gait analysis on I think they've 3 different types of shoes for men and women. We'll be there on the day. We'll be doing easy runs. I won't be doing an easy run. I might be on a bike though. So people can try out their new Kip Run shoes, particularly built for the marathon. They've even carbon types. There's a coffee shop, and we might even do a recording from there from the day. So we're hoping people pop down. We will issue out the times later. It's just been finalised, but we know it's on the 29th of August from 10 a.m. till around 3 p.m.
That's the Saturday plan sorted from that. Absolutely brilliant. I am really looking forward to it.
I am not. Well, you might give me a bike.
They have everything in the Decathlon. You'll find a bike, you'll find a canoe, you'll find other things you can do off your feet. So you'll be grand.
I'm going to be one of those, when people do Ironmans with their unfortunately, like they'll have a sibling with cerebral palsy and they bring them to do the whole Ironman. I'm going to get a little one of those wheelie things, and you're going to drag me around a marathon. That's the way. That's the way it's looking now. But it's and at least Decathlon will have all the equipment we need to do it. But it's really exciting. I'm actually quite proud of us and the little podcast, and but hopefully people come out and support us. We'll have a couple of hats and t-shirts and stuff on the day. So yeah, it's going to be a nice day out and an opportunity to go and meet people for a coffee and people who listen, and it gives people an excuse to go top up on all their bits and pieces that they might need on the day.
Absolutely, and it'd be great to see so many people that listen to the podcast there that day. And you never know, if you're the type like myself who who can't find times for run clubs and stuff like that, that runs and listens to the podcast, you might find someone else near your area does the same thing by popping down to one of these things. So that'd be pretty cool. But speaking of running, I suppose, and running podcasts, Eric, if you'd like to know, my own training is a bit slow and frustrating. And this next episode we have with the Incredibles back doesn't help because of how far they're going on the mileage. And I feel like, oh, geez, I actually need to up my game on that. So it's a Thursday as we record this intro, but I did my long run earlier today, and I did it in the afternoon because I was working in the morning. Flies all over me. So I kind of run away from the flies, but I can't because my heart rate keeps going over 143. So I have to stop and walk slowly, and the flies are attacking me, and my heart rate's going up because the flies are attacking me and they're irritating. But I want to go fast and I can't, and I have to wait till it goes back to 140. And I jog probably 20, 30 meters, and then I go again. Now, I am being an idiot because I live in hills, but you have hopefully, some words of wisdom for me.
Yeah, don't flies usually just land on shite, Sean?
Well, I'm full of it.
Look, if that's wisdom, you can keep it. Yeah, it's frustrating. The heart rate training is frustrating. It's and it's going to be like a switch. And I can't wait for the time we have the intro and you go, ah.
Yeah.
I can't wait because there's it, and we go way back, Sean. We go back to 2019 and 2020, and I was like, Sean, this is the most frustrating thing I've ever done. But when it clicks, it really does. And I think you're. Do you know, weirdly, I think because for the last few weeks you've been coming on here going, I'm afraid of getting injured, I'm afraid of pushing, I'm afraid of doing this. I think you're actually secretly enjoying the flies and walking and just getting out and about and not being under pressure.
I don't enjoy the flies. I do enjoy the free. I enjoy the freedom of, like, I couldn't. I know we've talked before about people putting the Stravas and the times and stuff, and it's dropped. Like a couple of weeks ago when I do my progression runs on a Sunday morning, playing with Roisin, the 8K kind of builds up fast for the progression, and 8K the steady pace. We'll come in at 121, 122. Today I did my long run. It's more on time. I'm trying to build the time up more so than the distance because of this, and I don't want to be too far away from the house and stuff at the moment. So I am dealing with a lot of hills and stuff here, which is leading more walks than what I should be doing. So I'm going. I think today was around an hour 40, an hour 41, and it just happened to be 16K when I got around back to the house. There's 3 big hills I have to tackle while doing it, but I am. Yeah, it's frustrating in one respect, but in another respect, like I'm a little bit sore and stuff now. But there was too many easy runs where I was like really sore and stuff after them, and they weren't easy. So I'd be running for a bit and I'm at 150, like, just slow down. But I'm actually on a flat and I'm like, oh, I was picking up the pace. I was doing a 520 thinking that's easy. And where I am in my training right now, I'm a 22K I'm a 22-minute 5K runner. 520 is not my easy pace.
Yeah,
550 to 610, 620 is my realistic easy pace. All I'm doing by going a 520, 515, I'm feeling all right time. I get away with it time, but that's when the niggles and stuff are adding up for me. I'm not saying you can't do it. I know for me, because this has happened a few times where Dublin hasn't gone well. So I'm like, look, we have Sean Canan and Help Matters the podcast. I've done the VO2 max test. There's no point in not going with that. Hell, I was running today with a small little 250ml bottle, and it won't take too many guesses to guess what was in that bottle to get me through today's long run. So, and I have the ultra pure stuff on me right now, the trifecta of sponsorships to try and recover from that long run today. I might even take an Epsom salts bath after we record this intro.
Not that we're going mad in sponsorship, but it is actually nice because, like I know we say it, but we only actually work with crowds that we actually buy and use the stuff. But the what saved me twice is I'll be on board with you on one is the heat cream. That saved me this morning when I woke up. But after I had warmed up to the day, what then came on board to save me was the menthol gel. It was just real. I have to say I needed to like warm up the engine, and then I was like, engine's too hot. But it's but again, no different to having guests on the podcast. Like, we have experts who are surrounding us. You're guiding us on things, and I'm seeing some difference in what we can do. I mightn't be able to use the runners for a while, but it's definitely something that we look at. And you taking that over a gel, how did that feel? Because obviously you're starting to train with nutrition now.
I'm still getting used to it. So basically, I would rarely use gels in my training unless I was getting to 20, 30 K. Not sorry, over 20, probably 30 or so. I might have a couple of gels. If I was going for a good bit longer than an hour and a half, but I'm just trying to get used to the I'm still not totally used to how much calories or how much carbs are in the 250 ml because I've got this small little blue bottle of whatever I got when I bought it in Alvarez. Trying to mix enough of that in, drinking that. So I use on a Sunday morning. Halfway through when I finish progression part, I take 2 minute break and I'm pretty much down it then trying to keep going. But then I'm having a breakfast sometimes before, sometimes I'm not if I'm up too late to get there in time for the run. So I haven't got it down yet, if I'm totally honest with you. And I have to go back and listen to that Connor episode now, knowing that I'm definitely going to use it for the marathon on having 250 ml bottles at different stages throughout the marathon and stuff like that. That's a problem for another day. I don't know. I will use speed dust in marathon because we response to them. Just like we used gels in the past with sponsors, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to use it. I have time to think that through. But I have the bottle with me pretty much now whenever I'm thirsty little bit like the bottle, I make sure the bottle is gone by the time I'm finished. It's not an exact science right now, if I'm honest with you, because I'm still not going fast enough yet. Apart from the Sunday runs where I need um too many carbs for the first 90 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I suppose you're not
It's
really
traction now.
fueling the run, you're fueling the recovery at that stage,
Yeah, that's what I
it
consider as refueling
yeah.
recovery.
So it's but yeah, you're still burning energy, you're still on your feet, you're still shuffling. So although it might be 60 seconds a kilometer slower than you're used to, like your heart rate is at 140. You know,
Mm.
that's just below your threshold into like you like if you're going to the exact beat in 2 beats time, you're in anaerobics. So to say you don't need the carb drinks and the energy is wrong. So it's
Yeah, I
actually
know what you're
probably just
saying there.
easier to eat it because you're at that lower threshold, all right. But you're still, tipping along. You're still
Mm.
an hour and 40 minutes that's not that's something you should
I'm at the
probably
point where I
you
start
know.
to need it now. No,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are right, but I haven't messed around with do you need a second ball? Do I need to put 2, 3 scoops into the one ball? That kind of thing. It was
Yeah,
more
okay,
so I
fair
got
enough.
home,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
quick nap, try and get out and just have something on me to be drinking and get used to drinking and stuff on the go. Of that as those runs get near to the 2 hour mark and a little bit longer, that's where it's going to be more of a now it's just trying to find I talked about this in this episode, Incredibles. Now it's just getting time to go out. Like Tuesday, I think I mentioned the episode, like I had a 2 hour window to run, and the last 45 minutes, that window, I'm like, oh, if I don't do it now, get this 45 minutes, this
Yeah.
loop in, I'm not
Ah.
running. I'm all over the shop that way.
We're
That
we're
was
all the same. I'm always last minute, and deadlines don't even scare me anymore. I
no.
actually sometimes just let them go past. I'm like, oh fuck it, it doesn't matter anymore. It is a good one. I was late to this episode, but it was a good one. It was good to catch up with the gang. It was good to see that they're all human. Although they
Absolutely.
are incredible, it's good to see they're all human. It's good to see how everyone's progressing, and it was really nice to check in with them. So no different to anyone else who's taken on the marathon, getting in a training block, out on a long run, listening alone, and is enjoying the company and hearing other runners. We're delighted to have you listening and joining in with us. And if you do think of anything or share any thoughts with our lovely athletes or are going through something similar, do let us know because it's nice to give them feedback that they're not alone in how they're feeling because they feel quite isolated having put themselves out there on a podcast and things can go well, things can go better, things can go bad.
I know, and it's great having the four of them on. I do want to touch on one last thing before this episode starts because I don't know why it did, and maybe this is my way of training is a little bit further back. So 50% of runners are doing this for the first time. So they're building towards the first marathon. 50% of Dublin people doing it first time. So they're building. A lot of them will be doing their first marathon for the first time, and we're still another, I don't know, 7, 8 weeks out from the Dublin half marathon.
Yeah.
So my question is and what you're the long run right now. So we've people not spoiling the podcast, but they're over 20 kilometers and further. Where would your if you're doing the 16 week, I know you only started with 4 weeks to go, where would your long run be at this stage? 4 or 5 weeks in?
I'm gonna be honest. I probably wouldn't really care much about the long run at this stage. I'd be more looking at
What do you
time,
mean?
as
Oh,
in,
oh,
yeah,
sorry, guys, sorry, time. Right, right. What would
yeah,
the
like
time be at this stage then?
distance. Like, I still think I'd only be around the hour and a half. Like, if I'm gonna up it
That's
15 minutes or so each time, like, and to be peaking 3 weeks before, like, there's still a good 7 weeks to go. 7 tens is 70 minutes.
mm,
I'm not gonna do more than 2:45, maybe 3 hours, but that's just me. Um, so, like, I wouldn't do more than that. So to add 70 minutes, if I was to go from today and be like, right, we'll tack on another 10 minutes, right, we'll tack on another 10 or another 5 or
yeah,
whatever you may be. A lot of people go up in 1Ks, a lot of people go up in 2Ks. If you look at any of the Garmin kind of printable plans, they'll go up in 2K intervals pretty much by week, by week, by week.
right, yeah,
But what I always say to people is, how long is it going to take you to run that 28K? If it's going to take you 4 hours, it's probably a little bit too much to be taken on in your training block. And
mm,
that's why I think time based along with heart rate is a really, really good indicator, because one, you protect the body, and for two reasons. One, as we've discussed, fueling, time on feet. Like, you're still doing 3 hours. If that only equates to 22K, it's still 3 hours, or
yeah,
whatever the case may be. Uh, so at this stage, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
yeah.
I actually wouldn't be worried about, like, if I was taking on the Dublin Marathon, would I wanted to do maybe 26, 25, 26, so that I could get a comfortable, good, hard effort at it? Then that's probably the only time I'd put a distance on it. But even then, after that marathon's where I'd be like, okay, it'd still be more time focused, but I'd be edging up towards the latter end of that time. And I've no doubt that it would bring itself up to 27 to 32 kilometers, So, um, but people get nervous. There's lots of time.
Mm.
There's a
There's
lot of
lots. There's also a lot of information out in that, and I'd say is trust the process and what you're doing right now. But with that said, I think we'll see how the Incredibles are getting on for this week's episode of the Any Given Runday podcast. Let's go. Easy Yee is, well, he texted me, guys, to say he's running late, which is kind of ironic because that man has not been doing running for months. So it's just the four of us. In front of me right now is The Incredibles Season 2, The Road to Dublin. We have 4 weeks gone by in our training so far. And just in case anyone's feeling bad about that Eric joke there, we have another WhatsApp group set up for our Barcelona Marathon early this year. And I don't know what's happening, but like every week or so, someone texts into that group, says they're injured. And all Eric can do is say, hey, welcome to the club. So he's delighted more and more people are injured. So don't ever feel sorry for him. With that being said, the very first question before we get started, raise your hand if you've joined Eric's club, if you were injured in any way, shape, or form. Excellent. All hands are down. We're all on track for Dublin. I'm very close to raising my hand, but not quite just yet. Chloe, I am going to go straight to you. You recently did the Inner City 5K. It looked like a phenomenal event. How was that event, and how have your races gone over, or your running gone over the last month or so?
So I done the Inner City on Sunday just gone. It was unreal. The morning start to finish was absolutely unbelievable. The crack at the start line, like if only every start line was like that, it would be unbelievable. Like the DJ playing, we were having a whale of a time. I did do a 20K on Saturday
And the
before the
race is
Inner
on
City
Sunday?
and raced on Sunday.
Smart,
Yeah.
Chloe, smart.
So legs were a bit heavy, tired or whatever, but we done this race. We had a great crack. I kind of took it nice and slow. It was with the Couch 5K group from Positive Pacers,
Class.
so it was that kind of finale for that. So it was a good crack. It was a good morning. The 20K then on Saturday was tough. I felt it from about 16K. I was struggling then for the last 4, but I feel like with the progress, like when I came back from holidays, I had ranked 16K on the Sunday, and I struggled at 14K, and then running 20K, I struggled at 16K. So I feel like
Mental.
jumping, is like insane. But it's working, and I'm not injured, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm really enjoying
Brilliant. And
upping my
20K,
pace.
that's your longest run you've ever done, Chloe.
Yes, yeah.
Unreal.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's the furthest distance I ran so far. Yeah, so I was buzzing after it on Sunday, buzzing. Like coming back up, I ran through the whole of Dublin. So we started in Kimmage and we went up right towards the Tree Arena, all down the canal, back through
Class.
O'Connell Street. Like it was unreal, and the weather and all was good, so it made it a lot better. But yeah, it was just like I got back to Kimmage and I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. I've done it. I can now do a half marathon.
Well done, Chloe.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fair play.
Like, yeah.
That's like the 20K done, and you've got not that putting on the brakes or anything like that now, but you've got another 11 weeks to Dublin, and you've hit nearly a huge milestone.
Yeah.
Some would say that pretty much early in the training. You're working a lot with Darragh O'Connor and Positive Paces. It was a big group of you then that planned that for that Saturday run.
Are you struggling with gels? Training for Dublin Marathon? We've got just what you need. Ultra Fuel Speed Dust is a carbohydrate electrolyte powder that gives you 71 grams of carbs per serving, making sure that you're fueled and hydrated for the road ahead. We've helped thousands of runners say goodbye to gels and say hello to their next PB. Made in Ireland, by athletes, for athletes. You bring your best, we'll bring the fuel. Log on to ultrafuel.com now and use code AGR15 to get 15% off your next order. Terms and conditions apply.
So there was 4 of us. So our club run day would be actually on a Sunday. So they used the inner city as our club run day, that all the club members had done it, or if not doing it, they were out supporting or whatever, and getting their own runs done then throughout the weekend. So I didn't know what to do really. I was like, do I just do the inner city? And I was like, it's not going to benefit me in any way, shape or form. So I was like, right, I either run a longer distance on Sunday as a warm up and cool down before and after the inner city, or else I just get out and do a 20K on Saturday. So we pulled up our socks and we went out on Saturday. So there's 4 of us that done it. Yeah, it was great crack. It was good crack.
I'm feeling bad right now. I haven't gotten there 20K yet in my race. Dee, have you gotten there 20K? So you're flying and you're running actually. The last time we talked, you said you were you're not motivated, but the one thing about you is consistent, and your watch had you at a 3:12 or something. How are you feeling right now?
Well, actually, Sean, I think I take all of that back. Don't listen to your Garmin ever. Honestly, I wish I could be as positive as Chloe there, but it actually hasn't been going well for me. My running. I think for the last 4 weeks, I've been so fatigued. Every single run, even my easy runs, my speed sessions, I can't hit my paces. When you go out, even at the very start, I feel flat. And then my not the last long run, but the one before that, I was going out to 28K. And after 4.5K, I had to turn around. My legs were like blocks of cement. I was like, what is going on here? I was so upset. I've never turned around before, ever, on a run. But anyway, long story short, I got my bloods done and I had to get an iron infusion and stuff. So I'm still feeling the same. I haven't felt the effects of it yet. But I'm hoping that's the problem.
Right.
But there's something amiss anyways, because I'm still I even ran this evening. I was the very same. So, but like you said there at the start about the motivation, I have zero motivation at the minute. So if I was to rely on motivation to get me out, I do nothing. So thank God I am consistent. I'm still going, but it's just a bit crap now at the minute. But please God.
You've done a few marathons, so is this the first time you felt like this during a marathon journey?
Yeah, it is. It's really annoying, actually. Really frustrating, because like you said, it's only 11 weeks. I thought it was 12 weeks. That made me feel even worse.
Could be 12. By the time this goes out, it'll be 12 weeks. So we will this goes to be 11 weeks. So we 11 and a half weeks.
Anyway, look, we'll see. we'll see. Look, Holland and Barrett, I'm keeping them in business at the minute with all the supplements I'm buying. So something has to work. Please, God. Yeah.
And have you done any races or anything like that, Dee? Or has it just been trying to get the long run? Okay. What races?
No, I did. What did I do? I did the Roscommon 10 mile a couple of weeks ago. So that was good. Actually, it was really, really hot. It wasn't the nicest race in the world. But like, look, we were all dying. But it was nice to get to do a race anyways. And that's all I've really done. But yeah, no, it was good. We actually won a prize for our club, like myself and some of the club members. Like I think it was the first 6 of the same club, like women and men across the line. So you got a prize. I think we got like, I think, was it €160 each? and,
nice.
And trophies. So it was brilliant. Nice to get something. Yeah.
Absolutely. Fair play.
Yeah, delighted. Yeah.
So that's a bit of a boost in with everything else going on at the moment for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was back then. Like, it hasn't been great since now. Anyway, the next time I talk to you, hopefully it'll be better and I'll be a bit more positive.
Do you think that you might need to do... I've no idea. I'm just throwing suggestions out there, and don't take my advice. Please don't. I had someone over the weekend when I did a nice 5K come up to me and be like, I'm getting advice off you for marathons. Like, no, don't do that. The guest, not me. But you said you did a lot of running since your last marathon. Have you had a break or a chance to deload or anything like that? Do you think that could be an issue? Do you feel fatigued that way?
Yeah, like I suppose if you were to if you didn't know me and on paper, you'd be like, this girl does all this shift work and I do mostly nights. So like, let's say I'm doing a night, like for example, on Monday, I did my intervals. Then I had the whole day with the kids. Then I went into work that night for the 12 hours, came home. But I didn't get to bed till 9:30, 10. And at that stage I was up for 27 hours. And then I'm going to bed for 4 hours. And then I have to get up and get a run done before I collect the kids. So like that, but I'm used to that. So I don't think that's what the problem is. I don't know what it is. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a build-up of do you know, like, because you don't recover, like you don't get that sleep back. And then the night after your night, you know, when you try and get up early after your nights so that you can sleep that night, but you don't sleep for ages. And then like look at your circadian rhythm is just in a complete state of shock. So I don't know if it's that or what it is. But no, I haven't had a proper break, like unless I was sick.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's probably the only time I took a week off running, when I was sick. That's about it.
Yeah, there's no way to get a routine in, and getting no sleep and that is probably the second worst thing I could think of. The worst thing is that Erica's joining us in the call right now. Erica said you're running late. It's the only run you've done in the last couple of months.
Sean rang me and said, quick, bring a violin. Dee is talking. What's wrong with you, Dee?
Didn't I tell you not to feel sorry for this man with my bad joke earlier?
Bring 2, please. I need the 2 of them.
Hey, what? It's not going well. And I've heard Sean sent me a load of sad faces and a violin, and now I think there's people crying everywhere. But it's you were in touch with me.
I was actually crying for myself. I was a bit miserable now the last while, but sure, look, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not like it's my job. It's still a hobby at the end of the day. But you still
just get judged.
Not great. It'll get better.
It will.
Put out the positive vibes. Yeah.
I actually got judged just before this podcast. I was doing my last bit of notes and stuff like that, and I was supposed to be having dinner and stuff, and I was on the phone texting, researching away for this episode, and the better half, who's 8.5 months pregnant, went, "What are you researching? What are you typing on your phone?" And I turned to her and I said, "Norwegian singles," which she didn't appreciate all too much. Danny, the Norwegian single method, how is this going for you?
Yeah, not too bad. I was kind of not doubting myself, but I said, look, I'll give a half marathon a rattle there a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
And so that went good. I PB'd it by 5 minutes. So I was delighted with that. So,
well done.
So I was just like as relieved and delighted at the same time, because I knew what I was doing was hopefully working for me. So then I was happy to crack on into it and set in for Dublin. Then that was kind of 2-3 weeks ago. It was the same. I think it was the same day as the Roscommon 10 miler. It was roasting hot, but it was good.
Where was it?
I was in Abbey Knockmoy at home in Galway. So yeah, we ran it, and it was organised by the local hurling club, and yeah, no, it was great. And there was people, like loads of lads doing stewards that I'd know, and they wouldn't really know that I run, so they're all like surprised to see me running. So it was hilarious. They're like, "What are you doing out here?" So no, it was good.
All that motivation for the extra 5-minute PB. Danny,
Yeah.
from your last half marathon PB before that, how close was that to your 3:34 marathon, your fastest?
Yeah.
How close that half to that, and how more confident are you feeling towards a PB in Dublin then?
Yeah, so it was, my PB was 1:42 and a half, and I did 1:37. So hopefully
Brilliant.
that's leaving me fairly, like, I'll know later on in the year. I think what my plan is to do before Dublin another half, and then see what I can take off that. Hopefully all going well, and then I'll know what I'm going to be able to run the marathon. Hopefully.
Remind us again, Danny, how that fits in with your training routine, because obviously you're doing an experiment. So is that part of the experiment? Is that phase 1 complete? What's the next phase look like?
That was kind of just an acid test kind of before, because I had been training with the Norwegian singles for like maybe 6-7 weeks before that. So just like, but not just a bit casually, not like very cemented and not very routined. And I was just like, right, I'm going to give this a rattle and see where I'm at. So like, I was delighted to PB then. I kind of knew after the first kilometer, I did the first kilometer like at D's marathon pace, and I was like, oh, Jesus. And then I took a pull, and I copped on then for a while, but it was the hottest day. It felt like the hottest day of the year anyway.
It was. I can confirm that.
Yeah. So hopefully it can't be that hot for Dublin. So
does this confirm the training method then, Danny? You're going to continue, because there's nothing
in my
about
brain it does anyway. Yeah. I don't know
you down
about
the garden path, so you're committed to it now.
Yeah, I'm all in. Yeah.
Well, on the last episode of the podcast we did, near the end of it, Eric said to Francis, you know, all you have to do is get to the start line at Dublin, hang on to D's coattails, and you've got a sub 3-hour marathon in. Francis, going away with that bit of information in mind, how do you feel about your training over the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, I'm happy enough with it now. It's gone well. The intervals and the track work have all gone well. Kind of, it's a lot shorter stuff than I would have done. I would have done like the 1Ks, the 1 miles, but we're doing in around the 400, 600 meters. So shorter stuff there. Tempo's about 5K. So happy with that. It's just getting the long run now kind of right. I did one there last week, the week before, 26K, and struggled the last K or two kind of with the heat and the gels kind of and stuff. Where last week I was happy enough with it. It was about 27K, and it's died off a little at the end, but overall it's kind of within the heart rate zones and stuff. So I'm happy enough overall with the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Just like Chloe, I'm just a little bit like, oh shit, people are doing 26, 27Ks. I got to get myself up. Chloe's over 20K. But I got to ask, how is that working? Because you're working with Brian Swaby now doing the heart rate training and stuff like that. And for those that have, and obviously you've all done the VO2 max test as well. How is that going so far, getting towards the 26? Are you staying under that threshold? And how are you finding that kind of training now?
Yeah, I'm enjoying now. Everything is under heart rate, so everything is a controlled run. So I don't go flat out or anything, and don't feel beaten up every week. Kind of, it's probably the best for the injuries I'm keeping to manage and everything. So yeah, I'm more happy with the heart rate training and the runs now. Yeah.
Francis, going from not coach to coach, do you feel like a little bit of stress relief that you just show up and do what you're told, and you can blame the coach? He told me to run slow. Like, how are you finding that process? Because there's a lot of pressure on you for the run, for the charity, the VO2 max, and now you have a coach on board as well. So, and then D to race on the day. No pressure, D. But how do you feel? How do you feel now with having a coach? And I don't know, I can't recall if you've been coached before, but is this going to open a door for a new level of what you can achieve?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm enjoying working with, like you're saying, it takes off the stress of having to do your own plan, like download a plan and motivate yourself, and probably build up the mileage too quick that you're halfway through a marathon block and you're probably exhausted and not hitting the times you want to be hitting, where everything is kind of monitored. I'm not doing massive miles. Everything is set. So I have 5 runs a week. It's easy kind of to just hit the times and everything. So yeah, it takes off the stress, and it's just easier kind of. I think going forward, I'd like to stay on with them after this just to see where we can go then from there.
Training for the Dublin Marathon? Then recovery should be part of your plan from day one.
We're all really good at getting the miles done, but not always so good at looking after ourselves afterwards.
That's why Ultra Pure Sports Recovery Kit is worth checking out. It's packed with 4 recovery essentials, plus a reflective band to help support your training journey.
There's a foot soak for a relaxing reset, Epsom salt leave-on gel for targeted post-workout recovery support, Arnica cream for bumps and bruises, which I now have many, and wintergreen heat rub for instant warming support before or after training.
So whether you're heading out for a long run or recovering from one, making recovery part of your routine can help keep you moving.
Head to ultrapurelabs.ie and check out the Ultra Pure Sports Recovery Kit. Train hard, recover smart, and get ready for Marathon Day.
Have you reassessed your goals at all now that you've worked with him for the last 4 or 5 weeks in terms of, not to put you in the pressure to say time in the podcast now, Eric will.
I was talking today, but he was saying probably won't.
I am. I saw his Strava last week and he's a lot faster than me at the minute, I can tell you that.
Strava. No, I think it's going well, kind of. He's saying just to stick at it, kind of do the long runs, and I have a retest at the end of the month with Sean in Health Matters, and we'll kind of use that. And then I've a half marathon at the end or the beginning of October, so kind of gauge off all them if we're going to change the times and paces and stuff.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm feeling bad, so I'm just going to go to you for any sort of comment on that, because we're all well over 20k, and I'm getting crucified at 16 at the moment. How are things with you?
Did Chloe say something?
Chloe did her first 20k run. You missed that. She did her first 20k run this Saturday. Then on the Sunday, she went and she did a 5k inner city run.
That's not the interesting part. That's not the interest. Chloe, what did you do Friday night?
Friday night, what did I do Friday night?
You tell me you were out in the town.
That good of a night, wasn't it?
I actually stayed in on Friday night. It was Saturday night.
You're
I had to go out
changing
and
your
celebrate
colours
on
right
Saturday
now,
night.
Chloe.
I went out Saturday night before the inner city and came home at 3 o'clock in the morning and then ran the inner city. But we still got it done. I said, if I can run a 10k hungover, I can run a 5k hungover. So, but the Saturday beforehand, all my pals were out in town, and I actually said no to a night out, and I stayed in because I had a long run on Sunday.
How did you find peer pressure? Because a lot of people who are, like you rightly said, you're at that stage where whether you're supposed to be or not, it's all relative what you're supposed to be doing. But to enjoy things, go out with friends, socialise, you find it hard with the peer pressure? Because I would.
A little bit. Like, I was obviously on holidays for 2 weeks, and I ran on holidays, which is a big shock for me. I was like, well, this is absolutely wild. I never thought that I'd be waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning on my holidays and going for a run. But we done it, and after my holidays, because I had drank that much, I was like, I'm actually not drinking. So this Sunday I came home from my holidays. That Saturday night, all my friends were out, and I was like, they were like, come out into town. And I was like, no, I'm long running in the morning. And I went to a 50 that night. I drove, didn't drink, had a glass of water, and drove home. So it is like finding that balance. Then obviously on Saturday I done my long run and then said yes to a night out on Saturday night, and then ran the inner city. But I am slowly and surely reeling it in a little bit and not going out.
Very good. And look, it is something you realise it is a lifestyle change, but like I'd be lying if I said I didn't run half marathons. I don't even think I went to bed. I think I just got changed and went and did a half marathon before. But it does happen. But I suppose your friends are probably finding it a bit weird now to be like, what's this long run business? Because when you look at people who listen to us, they're usually in their late 20s all the way up to their 60s, and they transition into the I'm running to get out of the house, whereas every one of your friends already out of the house and you're going, oh, I'm actually going running. What are your friends saying about it?
They're actually really supportive of it, in fairness. Like, well, I say supportive of it. On Saturday, we were out in town and it was like probably about 1:30. And I was like, I better go home. I'm up for a run in the morning. And they were like, oh, you're running in the morning? I was like, yeah, it's a race. And they were like, okay, maybe you should go home. But then I ended up staying out for another 2 hours.
Okay.
So they're supportive of
Self-inflicted,
it, but like not really.
self-inflicted pain.
But yeah, no, they're like, go for it. Like most of my friends have started running as well. Like I've started influencing two of my really close friends. They done the Couch 5K with the Positive Pacers and they completed the Inner City. So that was kind of half the reason why I done the Inner City, was to finish it with them, because they've
Very good,
pushed
yeah.
themselves to that point. So I'm slowly but surely getting all the girls into it as well.
And in terms of your training plan and the Positive Pacers, are they happy with you doing the podcast and feeding in? And are you, I
Yeah.
suppose, feeling a little bit of pressure?
Yeah, like a little bit. Like I had a really, really bad run in Spain, like a really bad run. I had done my 10K long run on Sunday, and then on the Tuesday I got up to do a recovery run and got myself into such a panic. Like I was crying, I couldn't breathe. It was actually really horrendous. And I kind of had that in my head that like, oh God, like how am I ever getting past this point? But then like the pressure has kind of eased off a little bit, knowing that now I have reached the half marathon point. I know I have to do that twice, which kind of makes me feel a little sick. But yeah, the pressure kind of eased off a little bit, that I'm now just enjoying the whole process of it, and not really, like, time's not really an issue for me at the moment. And I've turned up to like my recovery sessions, my interval sessions, and my long runs last 4 weeks. So that is paying off a little bit as well.
Yeah. And look, it is something that'll take time. And Dee, I know I missed the start and I did bring my violin. I just didn't get a chance to play it. Just
Appreciate it. Thanks, Eric.
when we did have a conversation, we did talk, and you were a little bit like, look, I feel bad, my Strava. You wouldn't think I'm running at all when you see my Strava. But
Yeah.
there are lots of people, and I have been talking to lots of people, and some of our WhatsApp group have people who have picked up something. They've got a niggle of some sort. I think they're all trying to copy me. I think I've set a trend.
What I tell you is the start of the podcast. What I tell you is the very start.
Yeah, it's great. But Dee, what I suppose the added pressure of doing this does add, and we always say that it's a blessing and a curse, because you know people are listening and you've put yourself out there. But when you look at the next couple of weeks, what do you feel like can be achieved? Is it we're just going to see how it goes, and do you have a readjusted training plan now, and do you think that the rest could actually be a little bit of a help? Maybe you might have needed it.
Yeah, well, like, I actually haven't taken a rest yet. Maybe I should, but no, I don't. Look, my goal has always, I mean, for the last, I would say 5 years, been a sub 3. Like I've ran 4 marathons, and I've actually trained for 5, but I had a stress fracture before one of them. But anyway, like this sub 3 will always be there. Look, I don't think it's going to happen this year. I just have to be realistic. I have 11 weeks, and you know, I can't kill myself either, like trying to get this number. At the end of the day, it's just a number. I'm the only person that cares about it. No one else really does. So I'll just do my best. And, you know, if I get better, like if things start to improve, then brilliant. If they don't, I'll just stay consistent. It's just, yeah, it's hard to know. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I hope things get better, but my goal is still like as close to that number as possible. If I did last year's time, I'd be still very, very happy. So look, we still have 11 weeks.
Like
so
a lot of
you
people
wouldn't
say,
know.
I know it's usually a 16-week program, but how many people
Yeah.
actually get a full consistent 16 weeks? It's probably like, I know some of our guests who are operating on the tip of the spectrum of the times and everything else can kind of be an outlier, but most people who are juggling everything are finding it difficult to get a full 16 weeks. So 11 weeks is still a long
Yeah.
time to
It is.
see where you are.
Yeah.
A lot of people say within the last 3 weeks you should only really pick a time. So is it hopeful that we can still say you'll race Francis on the day?
Well, I tell you something, you would want to see Francis's Strava. It's like, is this the Francis that's on the podcast? Because you're so fast, Francis. I was looking at your your intervals, they're brilliant, and your long runs. So I was very impressed. Like that, like I'm probably slower than you at the minute. So I think Francis and I might switch goals actually.
Oh no, I wouldn't say it. No.
Anyway,
Bit of
I don't
healthy
know.
competition. They'd be throwing stones at each other at the start line. And I'll give them the stones just to see it happen. Danny, I do want to dive a little bit deeper into your training, and I know you've touched on it a little bit, because part of you said, and I really want to document it, because you said it was a science experiment for yourself. Have you learned anything in the first 4 weeks? Because I know we said, okay, you got a PB and it's really nice and you're going to stick with the method, but is there anything like really important you learned? So for me, when I first did heart rate training, I realized I was really annoyed for the first 4 weeks because it was super slow. But then it was like a switch went off and I could increase my pace for the same effort. Have you noticed anything different in either the food you need to consume, or is it the recovery time, or are you notice anything different in your endurance? Is there anything, because again, you're our science experiment. I need more details.
Probably the biggest takeaway I've had from it is like about running like on my easy days, like you need to run them easy, otherwise you're cooked for the next day. You know, like you can't put it in. And like I'll run my kilometers at like 6:30, 7 minutes if I have to. Like I don't care. Like I'll just go out and get the hour done or whatever it is my easy is going to be. It's usually like 10K or an hour or whatever that equates to, you know. But yeah, like yeah, I was probably a bit hesitant to go all in on it. And then when I ran the half marathon, I was like, well, this, like, I trained for a couple of weeks and I'm after running the PB. Like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes sense that that what I'm doing is working. So yeah, at this stage I'm just going to keep going with it. And there's a few kind of hairy sessions towards the end of it. Instead of your long run, you do like 3 by 8K at your marathon pace. And there's a few other different ones, 5 by 5K at marathon pace as well. So yeah, there's a few fun ones, and they're like real acid tests, you know. So we'll see how they go. They're not till like 6 weeks before, 6 and 5 weeks before the marathon, you know.
Last year we had
the taper is minimal. The taper is only like a couple of days. So.
See, taper is a funny one. I was going to just say, last year we had someone in the Fantastic Four. She swore by the EFA, the 5 by 5Ks. 5K intervals was her bread and butter, and PB'd, I think, every race last year, every distance. But when you talk about taper, you've done a couple of marathons before, so taper is different for everybody. For me, it's probably not 3 weeks. It's probably 2 weeks. I find is the best. Otherwise, I feel sluggish. Having done a couple of marathons before, do you know what taper suits you, or are you just going to trust this process fully and then see what it brings on the day?
Yeah, basically I'm just going to go by your man outlines a marathon plan in his book, and I'm just going to copy that word for word. And like, I feel like if I don't do it exactly as he's outlined it, then am I really doing it justice, you know? So I'm just going to do it exactly as I see it, and yeah, hopefully it will do the job.
And are you still feeling those threshold runs that you're able to, sub-threshold, you're able to repeat them then? So you're saying the easy's getting 6:37. Are you able to maintain the pace you want to maintain, that you finish out every one of those threshold runs, go, that feels good, I could have... Is it repeat or repeat a part of it or something like that at the end?
They say you should always be able to feel like you could do another one. So...
Right.
Like on Tuesday, I'd be doing 3 by 10 minutes, and so they're at like 4:30. So you'd be doing 4:30 for 10 minutes and a 60-second break, and then another 10 minutes at 4:30 again. And so I know myself, I'll know after the first, towards the end of the first 10 minutes, I'd be like, oh, I've gone too hard here, or like I need to take a pull, and then by the third one, I usually have it under control, you know. Well, that's my aim anyway. And then I'd always be watching the watch, making sure my heart rate doesn't get manic, and yeah, that's kind of it.
Most runners don't have a training problem, they have a guessing problem.
If you've never had your VO2 max or metabolism measured, there's a good chance you're training at the wrong intensity, missing valuable adaptations, or getting your race nutrition wrong.
Or running it all, Eric. Health Matters replaces guesswork with data. With over 15 years of experience and more than 25,000 performance tests completed, they're one of Europe's most experienced performance testing providers.
In a single test, you'll discover your true VO2 max, peak heart rate, your 5 personalized training zones, your aerobic and anaerobic thresholds, and your carbohydrate requirements for training and racing.
Your results are available immediately and are explained in full on the day, so you'll leave knowing exactly how to train, how to pace, how to fuel for your next event.
Health Matters are based in Dublin, welcoming clients from across Ireland every week. They also provide on-site testing for running clubs, corporate wellbeing programs and groups nationwide. You can find out more or book your test at myhealthmatters.ie, because your health matters, so train with data and so you can race with confidence.
Love the contrasting approaches that you're going for like 10 minutes, and there's Francis in the track going for 600 meters and he's going shorter to his intervals and then getting the longer one the weekend. But like we said in the last episode, there's so many different ways and so many different approaches to get to the marathon, but it's whatever gets you to that starting line as injury free as you can be. And obviously in the later couple of episodes we'll talk about tapers and how you all approach it from there. So you've a half marathon come up then, Danny, in a couple of weeks. Then that's your next one, or is it near
I
the
actually
end?
haven't booked anything. My next race is with Francis. I'm going to try hold on to Francis's t-shirt in Galway the weekend. So
when's this?
Streets of Galway this Saturday. So yeah, so myself and Francis are going to do it. So that'll be a bit of. We'll knock a bit of crack out of that. Yeah. And hopefully he's feeling the effects of Mayo winning the All-Ireland. So
I was just about to say, he's probably been partying all week. He's after running after the bus for the last week. It's gone from town to town. So that's why the Strava has been looking good.
I'd take the week off.
Very good.
Great result.
Dee, I do want to ask and touch on a little bit of advice from you. And I know you said it's not going too well, but you've said 5 and trained for 5, have completed 4, but managing the nights as well, because it's something I'm doing, getting back into training. I find it really hard when I change from days to nights and evenings. And what is there a little secret you have? I know you just say go and do it, but I'm looking for a tip or a trick or something. And I know I've had this discussion with many people, and it's just trying to be motivated when you finish. So the clock will go at 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it is we've done. And then it's the effort to go to the gym at 7 a.m. How do you manage that fatigue level and motivation level and everything else in between?
I don't actually have motivation. I just don't have a choice. I have to do it, and that's that. I do days and nights in the 1 week, you see. So it's like, I don't know. I was saying to them there, I don't know if you heard this part. Like, I was working on Monday, like last Monday.
Tuning the violin at that point.
You were tuning in the violin. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's no problem.
I couldn't really hear you.
But like I was saying to the guys, like I had been up for 27 hours, like by the time I got to bed the next day, and that's normal, like that.
Yeah, okay.
But like I'll have got my run done on the Monday, I'll have gone to work that night, and you're doing a full day with the kids. Like that's another job in itself. Like they are a full-time job, and then running a house, like as any parent will know, cooking, cleaning, all that goes with that crack. But then the next day you're getting up, and I have to get that run done. I have to get up earlier. Like I might stay for 4.5 hours and get up because I'll have to collect the kids, at such a time, and I have to have the run done before I collect them. So it's just, I don't have a choice. I wish I did have a choice. I don't have any words of wisdom. Like I'm very much the same as you. There's no motivation, but it's more like if you don't do it, you don't get it done, and that's that. You lose out. So look, I don't know. I wish I had words of wisdom. Like I missed a run on Sunday because I was late at work. I didn't finish at 9:30, 9:45, and I was meant to go after work, and it just didn't happen. So you just have to take it on the chin. Sometimes you just can't get it done, and that's that.
Dee, but even like 4.5 hours that alarm goes off, I've lost that battle plenty of times. There's a book called The Chimp Paradox or something, 2 little chimps in your shoulders. I haven't read the full book, I've only had a theory about it. But it's like basically arguing the state that the one chimp always wins or something. And that one's like, here, you've only got 4.5 hours. You have this whole day ahead of you, minding the kids, going in their 27-hour shift coming up.
No,
the extra
well, like when I say
hours
27 hours, it's a 12-hour shift, but you're up since 7 that morning and you're not getting to bed till 10 o'clock the next morning. So I suppose it is a shift.
But that's all coming ahead.
It is a shift.
But how do you, when that alarm goes off 4.5 hours and you like now or never? I've recently, unless I am running, I run with a girl on most Sundays, and I know if I don't get up out of the bed, she's going to be waiting in the car park, and I'm still 2-3 minutes late by the time I see her in the car park. But there's been a couple of Tuesday mornings I'm like, if I don't run at 6 a.m, I'm more likely not going to run, and I haven't made one of them yet. I've been awake at like 10 usually at what, 5:10. I've been awake and I just haven't made it. Something's gone on in my head. Oh, I have to do this at 9 o'clock. Therefore, I can't run at 6 a.m. Saying that out loud is stupid. But I lose that battle and I end up sleeping in. And I might get it in the afternoon. I got it in yesterday afternoon, only 7K instead of 10. But I do a bit. But my point is, when that alarm goes off at 4.5 hours sleep, is it just out of bed straight away without even thinking and back at it? Is that the only way to approach it?
It is. Like, do you know when you get up like after those 4.5 hours, like I haven't drank for years, like, but it feels like you're hungover. That's the only way. It's like you've the worst hangover ever. And you get up.
How are you going to run on that?
I'll eat something and then I'll just zone out, put on my clothes. Like yesterday I got up and I had an hour of strength to do. I go to strength class once a week. So I did the hour of that. And then straight after that I did my 13K run. And I just didn't think about it. And then when it was done, it was done. But like if I didn't get it done, I would never get it. Do you know what I mean? When the kids come home, that's it. Good luck. There's no time, like, because especially when the kids they're not in school and it's the summer holidays, there's like, they're there all day. Like there's no time. And you can't, like when my husband comes home from work every evening, I can't be like, well, I'm going for a run now. Good luck. Because I'm gone a lot of evenings to work, so it's not fair on him either. So there's a lot of like balancing and juggling and stuff. But look, you just do it. You just suck it up and do it, and that's that. Yeah.
Now, Sean, you've been told. What I like is
you're failing as well. Don't be annoying me.
But I can pawn it off on you. I love the way Sean goes. Oh, you have this good cop, bad cop. I don't even have the good cop. I lost that good cop years ago. It's just, listen, I don't even hear the alarm. It's like status, just roll over and go asleep. I just set the alarm to make sure I'm still alive. That's it. It's I never win. I've tried for years to try and be that early morning. Yeah. If it's work, I can get up. If it's not, it's very hard. Francis, how do you manage it?
Sorry, I want to go back to that again. Do you nap at all? Do you believe in 20-minute naps, that kind
Before
of thing?
Work,
I go 20-minute nap, I'm gone for an hour. Just at any stage throughout the day, if you got 20 minutes somehow to yourself, is that a thing or?
If I napped for even 10 minutes, my 4-year-old would have the house burned down. I can tell you that. So there's no, it's not an option. No. Now, if my 7-year-old little, like Fia, if she'd let me do anything, I'd have no problem napping with her. But the other lad, good luck. No, not a chance. No.
I shared a house with Sean for years. I couldn't nap either. We didn't know what would happen if we on his own. Francis, how do you manage the house? How do you manage the busyness of it all, and how do you work it out as a team?
Try and get in where I can. So I'm lucky enough, a lot of the easy runs are 40 minutes. I can go at lunch, shower at work, and then go back to work. Evenings, I generally, if I'm going tracks, I wait till about 9 till the young lad goes to bed, and then I'll go for my run then. So it's kind of try and get where I can and try to be at home when I can. So I'm lucky enough with the plan. It's only 5 days and we can kind of work the runs in between where I'm needed.
I wish you hadn't said only 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should only be running 5 days, Eric.
Yeah. You're only about, no, you can't say that, Sean. That's another thing I'm not on the podcast. And Danny, and for you at home, we know Chloe, how she's trying to juggle. She's dodging tequila shots like Muhammad Ali on the ropes. He's under pressure. How do you manage fitting it all in? Because it's one of the biggest questions we always receive is how do these people find the time, and what are your tips and tricks?
Yeah, I suppose making yourself accountable to other people I think is great. So I text someone during the day, I was like, how are you fixed for a run this evening, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever. And then once I do that and it's locked in, you're grand. But some evenings it can be drag. And you know, when you get home and you sit down on the couch and then you're watching the clock and you're like, oh, I should have gone for that run. And then it's an hour later and you're like, if it was an hour ago, I'd have it done by now. I'd be home, but you're still at home. So yeah, getting in from work and just going like the clappers, just get out and get it done. That's what I try to do anyway.
I just need this on repeat in my fucking head.
The other thing,
genuinely, mistakes, and I just don't do it.
Sean has said to me, do you want to go for a run on a Sunday? Back when I was running many months ago. And I'd be like, yeah, no bother, see you there. I wouldn't see him. No,
didn't make one. I'd go 3 weeks straight. I'd be like telling Roisin and everyone there, Eric's going to be here this week. He's here 7 o'clock Sunday. And all of a sudden Eric's like, what time was it? The same time as the last 11 weeks, 7 o'clock Sunday. And he missed them all. And then he jumped over a little log and now he can't run.
I threw myself over because I didn't want to do that run with you. It sounds horrific.
D, any good at playing violins?
I actually can play a little bit, to be fair. Yeah, next time. Yeah.
She'll have a soundbite to play for herself now in the mornings when she wakes up. And then lastly, Chloe, because in yours, you're very much dependent on the community. And we've said to a lot of people, get involved with social run clubs, get involved with your local run clubs. The others are using coaches and training on their own and doing various methods. What has it been like with the run club as you guys progress towards a marathon and the training plan? And how are you managing? And I know I missed the start of it about upping the mileage, but you got through your first 20k. But how important is the run club for you and your parents, of course?
It's huge. So obviously the last couple of weeks we've all been kind of on holidays separately and whatever. But like that, I have 2 really close girls in the run group and we have our own little separate group chat. And like that, it's holding yourself accountable. Like they'd be like texting in like first thing in the morning. So like the 3 of us get up and go to the gym. So I go to the gym before work at 6 o'clock. And that's like every day, Monday to Friday. So they text when they're in the gym, okay, what time are you running tonight? And like if I'm doubting myself, like last night I was like, I might just do a 7k, and Amy texted me and was like, no, you're doing the 12. Like, get a grip of yourself, you're doing this. And I was like, okay, fine. I had no intention on doing 12. And even when I hit 6 last night, I was like, I could turn back now. And she's like, no, keep going, keep going. So having 2 close girls, the group itself is huge, and there's a lot of us training for a marathon. But like I think it's like 60 of us doing the marathon training. But having 2 close girls that hold you accountable, that like on a Sunday, they're like, right, what route are we doing? They have a route planned and it's completely different every week. Like I think changing the route makes it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more enjoyable instead of running the same route all the time. But they're holding me accountable hugely. They're like, right, let's go, you got this. My mum and dad are the same. They were in Wexford last week and my dad texted me on Saturday morning and was like, are you up? And I was like, yes. And he was like, right, eat and get yourself out there and enjoy it, and text me when you're done. So they're holding me accountable as well. And they were like, right, we're out for ours, where are you at now? Like, and they were in Wexford for the weekend. But yeah, like I'm really, really enjoying it with the group itself as well. They're really huge.
And in terms of your next races, Chloe, what do you have lined up for yourself over the next coming weeks? Because it's nice to have targets, and I know Dublin have the race series, and there's lots of really nice races that are coming up as we move into August, September. What do you have planned for yourself, or what do the club have planned? Because you said 60 plus people training for a marathon. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So they have, most of the marathon trainers in the club, they have signed up for the race series in Dublin, the Irish Life one. I missed out on that opportunity because of my injury. I didn't know if I would be able to run this kind of mileage. But only yesterday I got a ticket for the 10 mile Frank Duffy race, which is not this weekend, next weekend, I think. So I'm doing that, and then I have signed up for the Galway Bay Half Marathon in the start of October. And then the full then, and that's kind of it for the moment. I'm sure I'll probably get 1 or 2 more in before then, but I do have Electric Picnic at the end of August, so that's
priority.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
You can run around Stradbally.
Yeah. We'll turn on your Garmin and just jog on the spot when you're at one of the gigs. And we'll,
absolutely not.
see how
Chloe,
it goes.
on that, before Eric moves on that, I just want to ask, 20K, huge mileage, a huge mileage goal to hit there. Do you know when the next one is, and do you have a training plan all the way through, or is it like close to the time? Okay, 25 is going to be roughly here, or 30's here. Do you know when they're coming up next?
So yeah, we are kind of moving up 2K each week. So our plan for this Sunday, for the first time marathon runners is 22K. So I was falling behind on my holidays because I hadn't reached like 18K when they were reaching 18K. And that kind of panicked me a little bit. But now that I've caught back up and I'm doing 22 on Sunday, it's kind of like we're going up 2 every week, and then hopefully by the time the half marathon in Galway comes around, we'll be working our way slowly back down before the big day.
So just about time that electric picnic is on, will be around the weekend, you have to do 30K.
Yes. So I'm
You
hoping
could just
that
run there. It's about 30.
absolutely not.
I'll drop you off halfway and sure you can make it the rest of it.
I'm hoping that on the Thursday morning before I head to electric picnic, I will get out and do a long run. So I might just have to rejig that week around a little bit, as in like recovery and interval session. I could be just running for 3 days straight.
Would the Chloe of last year even believe you would do something like that this year? Before
Absolutely
electric
not.
picnic?
No,
That's phenomenal.
absolutely not. Like, this is like a huge shock. Like, even running on holidays for me, I was like, what the hell? My dad was like, who would have ever thought Chloe would be up running on her holidays?
Very good.
Absolutely brilliant.
A lot of stuff that we've talked about, and this is the final round of houses to let you guys get on with the training. A lot of it has been about accountability and about taking it easy. But I just want to go because we'll hold you accountable now. But for the next 4 weeks, we're going to check in. Danny, goal in a sentence for the next 4 weeks. Give us something that you want us to check in with you on. Consistency. Only 5 days running a week, Francis. You know, what is it for you over the next 4 weeks?
I've no other than running with Francis on Saturday. I have no other race planned. So yeah, I'm just gonna try keep it as consistent and hit as many days as I can, and just keeping the easy runs easy. That's it.
Francis, only 5 days a week. What is your next 4 weeks look like if you were to come back on in 4 weeks and you want to be proud of something in a sentence? What is it?
Next 4 weeks, really consistency and mainly the long run. I kind of want to nail that and get that right. Get in around the right paces. I've dropped off the last couple of K, the last 2 long runs. So if you can be consistent with that in the right heart rate zones, I'll be delighted with that.
And that'll take time as the endurance builds. That heart rate will stay on. The cardiac drift will push out further and further. But hopefully that you'll see that over the next 4 weeks. Next 4 weeks.
Firstly, I'd like to lose those violins for a start, and I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me or myself feeling sorry for myself. I would like to run and not be fatigued or have that feeling of having heavy legs. Hopefully that'll improve. It should do. But I have a half marathon. Is it the end of August? The Tullamore half. So that's my next goal. So we shall see.
And Chloe, for yourself, the next 4 weeks, what would be a dream 4 weeks for you?
Hopefully to be up near the 30K, and I also want to start fueling myself right, like that. That's my letdown at the moment. Like 4 weeks ago when he spoke to me, I was staying my interval sessions, and I've started turning up to them now every week. So I'm going to say fueling myself, and yeah.
Eric, that's your cue to plug the new sponsor of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. So we have Ultra Nutrition on board who are going to help you guys fuel. So keep an eye on your post boxes over the next couple of days. They've been very kind to say they are going to help Chloe out and you guys. So yeah, there will be some nice goodies coming your way. And of course, we can always help out with understanding how you feel, Chloe. And I'm sure there's people in the club that'll give you a handout, but you will be getting some goodies. And also Decathlon are on board. They have some goodies coming to you guys as well. The reason I'm reaming this all off is the Fantastic Four from last year got nothing, and they're going to listen to all this and be really annoyed. But our good friends over in Decathlon are going to kit you all out with a pair of their Kip Run shoes. They'd like to invite you guys to come and do a run, and we might organise a day out in Ballymun where we can have some listeners come and meet us and see what all the fuss is about. So there is, and I've always Ultra Pure and VO2 Max have already, and Ultra Pure will have some goodies for you for that recovery as well. So everything is going really well for you guys. Me and Sean get nothing, only misery. But it's we're delighted to have them on board, and we hope that it gives you guys the athlete feeling, and we hope we can help you. We'll keep yours in the box, Dee, till you start running again like mine. All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, don't want to tire you out coming up to go on a treadmill again. It seemed to ruin this marathon experience for you. Now it's been
getting delivered the violin case.
Yeah, it's
just send me the violin, you're grand.
Wait until you see it on Marathon Morning Day. But no, thanks so much to you all and all those who are listening. It's great to have you guys come and share your stories. I know you feel like you're on your own, but there are thousands of people listening who are probably sharing with all of our stories, and hopefully more so yours than ours. But it's been brilliant. So thanks so much for giving us your time. We're looking forward to see what you guys do over the next 4 weeks, and we'll all be watching and checking the Stravas and seeing if there's any movement.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
On that note, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of the Any Given Runday podcast with myself, Danny, Dee, Francis, Chloe, and eventually Eric. Take care.